Hi everybody. Look what I'm doing. Just let me secure this. I've almost got my dog done. So I've been sitting here stitching away on this, what I'm now going to call my Things I Love bag, because I'm filling it with images and words of things that I love. It's going to be a me bag, a bag I can carry things around in, my projects, or I don't know, maybe I'll even use it as a purse. Who knows? But as I've been sitting here doing this, I've been thinking about my Aunt Margaret. Now, I've talked about her a lot on my videos. If you watched any of my older videos, I've even got bigger stories about her. But anyway, my Aunt Margaret was an amazing maker. She was a floral designer by profession, but she could create anything. She was an artist. She really was. She made everything, absolutely everything that you could imagine she would tackle. And she actually made me a blue jean bag like this, without all the hoo-ha on it, in 1978, long before it was a fashion or a fad or even thought of, I'm sure. I'm pretty sure she was the first person to ever make one of these bags. So her idea always was, and I think this comes from being a young person in the Depression. During the Depression, my grandmother passed away, giving birth to her 13th child, and my Aunt Margaret was actually the eldest of the family. There was 13 kids, and she pretty much raised her siblings, her and my dad. My dad was one of the other older children, and they helped my grandfather out. He was a farmer, and you know, he had a lot of responsibility, and she was the mother to all of her siblings pretty much. So at an early age, she learned to make do and to keep a family going with very little. And she probably developed a lot of her skills at a very early age as well. So really, I'm not all surprised that she had in the 70s decided to turn a pair of pants into a bag or a purse. That would have been so her. That would have been something that maybe she did that back in the 20s. Who knows? But I do know that her purses, or her pants bags, or her blue jean bags, she also made them out of corduroy pants too. They were really actually quite nice. I do know that they were quite a fashion statement when she was making them, because she went the extra mile to make them a little bit special. So when she would make her bags, she would get she would cut them off where I have cut mine off, down at the crotch part. And then she would find a real fancy belt, some kind of really sparkly fancy belt, and she would weave it through the belt loops here, and that was part of the accents. And then she would hang things from it. She did a lot of beadwork and stuff like that. And then she would put her straps on. Her straps were always ornate. Sometimes she used some of the belt for straps, and she would decorate the pockets up a little bit, but she didn't go to this kind of an extent. So I had several of her bags. I had a corduroy one, or sort of a wine-colored corduroy one. I had a blue jean one, and she made them in different sizes too. So none of them were quite this big, but she had small ones. She would get a pair of blue jeans from maybe a child's size blue jean to make a smaller bag. She was very inventive that way. And I actually think she was the first person that ever made one of these blue jean bags, long before they were popular like they are now. And I think her idea was stemmed from her upbringing, where, you know, you didn't throw things out. I remember my mom telling me that my mom had several sisters, and she said that very often they would remake somebody's dress. Like if one of her older sisters had a dress that wasn't being used, they would cut it up into, make it into a blouse or something like that. So, you know, nothing was wasted back then. And I think in a way we should, and maybe we are starting to realize that some of the things that we throw away, we could reuse and make something new from. So this is now going to be my Things I Love bag. That's what I'm recalling it, renaming it. So I've got the dog, and that's a shepherd, German shepherd, in memory of my dog. And then there's, down under the dog, there's a keyboard that I started because I'm a pianist. This morning I drew some poppies and some stems, so I'm gonna do those. What are some of the other things I'm thinking of? A barn. I love barns. I absolutely adore barns. Horse. I'm going to put a horse on. Words, names, people that I love, things that I love. If I can't draw them, I'll just put the word down. And the only thing is, now that I've been doing this slow stitching on here, and originally I was going to stick with blues and whites and outlines and blacks and stuff. And I was going to do satin stitch and things like that. Well, that idea is gone because this is really hard to stitch. These jeans are very thick. And in some places, like at the bottom of this dog's jaw here, I'm going through 2 layers of blue jeans, and it's really, really hard on the hands. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm not going to do any satin stitching at all. So I'm going to add color, like for instance in the flowers, I will add color with green for the stems, a light green and stuff like that. And I was thinking if I wanted to add color, maybe I could do some shading with, I've got some paint pens, fabric paint pens, just very lightly shade in areas. I don't know. I haven't really decided if I'm going to do that or not. But I might just outline and leave it at that. I actually kind of like that. I think it looks quite nice. So this is what I'm going to be working on exclusively for a little while, maybe for another couple of weeks. See how far I get with it, because I'm really enjoying it, even though it's killing my hands. The back is I'm gonna fill the back up too, but there's not as much space in the back because of the pockets, although I can put smaller things on the pockets. I'm not stitching through the pocket, even at the front here. I've pinned up the pocket inside. I've pinned it up to the top because I don't want to go through the pocket because I want to be able to use them. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing today. So I just thought I would do a quick little video and mention that there was a woman that did these kind of things long before now. Long before people were thinking about that. She was doing this kind of stuff. She would be very interested in what I'm doing with this. I know she would be saying, gosh, that's really, I wish I would have done that. I know she would have been thinking along the lines. I learned a lot from her. So here we go. We got to start. The dog is almost done. I'm just doing a little bit of shading here along the neck. And I think I have a little piece here that I still have to do. And then the teeth. I don't know what to do about the teeth. I might just leave them for right now and come back to them. And then I'm going to start working, this afternoon I'm going to start working on a poppy. poppies and flowers. See how I go. Well, I hope you're having a creative day. Whatever you're doing, enjoy it. Happy Sunday.